Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Brazelton, Georgia, Lanier National Speedway, where today the Johnson Racing Network will broadcast a feature event in the iRacing Advanced Legends Cup Series. This event will feature the top split, some of the best iRacing drivers on the service at the time this race was recorded. Let's walk through the starting grid. Starting out in car number 11, that's Chad Davis. Chad racing out of New England, sponsored by Snap-on. In car number 10, racing out of New Zealand and Australia, that's the 8 car of Peter Kukuladis. He's sponsored by Thrustmaster. In the 9th starting spot, car number 7, that's the Monster Energy Legends car of Tyler Jordan. Tyler racing out of the New England region. In the 8th starting spot, in car number 6, it's David McLean from the Midwest region. In the 7th starting spot, in car number 4, Sean Frederick from the Mid-South region. In the 6th starting spot, in car number 3, it's Roger Woomer racing out of the Carolinas. In the 5th starting spot, in car number 10, racing out of Germany, Austria, Switzerland region, it's Luca Pape, sponsored by iRacing. In the 4th starting spot, in car number 5, racing out of Canada, it's Howard Bentley. Starting 3rd, the best name in racing, Rusty Cannon, sponsored by Pekin Jegs, racing out of the Carolinas. Starting 2nd, in car number 2, sponsored by Turn Motorsports, racing out of New York, that's Brian Weekar. And on the pole, in car number 00, he'll show up on your telemetry as car 1. In the Napa Mount Vernon Auto Supply Legends car, that's Joe Johnson out of Miller Moe. The pace car leads the field through turns 2 and 3, 4, out onto the front straightaway. Johnson hammers the throttle. He's going to take a quick lead. Joe Johnson jumps out front early at Lanier National Speedway. Johnson, followed by Brian Weekar, Rusty Cannon, and Howard Bentley, leads them down the back straightaway into turn number 3, now through 3 and 4 out onto the front straightaway. We're coming around to complete lap number 1. Johnson gets loose out of turn 4. That's going to give the 2 of Brian Weekar a chance to get underneath. Joe Johnson's got a little bit of a problem as he, as he comes out of the corner. Johnson in 2nd now. Brian Weekar's taking the lead. Luca Pape running 3rd. Cannon 4th. Bentley 5th. Then Woomer, Jordan, Davis, Kukuladis, and Frederick rounding out the top 10. Out front, it is Brian Weekar, who's taken a small lead over the 00 of Johnson. Weekar continues to lead, followed by Johnson, and then Pape in 3rd. Behind them, the 5 of Howard Bentley's made a pass on Rusty Cannon. It's Weekar, Johnson, Pape, Bentley, the top 4. Cannon 5th. Followed by Tyler Jordan in the Monster Energy car in 6th. Out front, it's still the 2 of Weekar. Johnson looking for a way around. That little wiggle coming out of 4 cost Johnson the lead. Now looks like he's maybe content to put a little pressure on the 2 as they come down the back straightaway into turn 3. The 2 of Weekar continues to lead, followed by the 00 of Johnson. Then the 10 of Pape. Weekar and Johnson beginning to pull away a little bit from that 3rd place car. About a 6 car length gap between these front 2 cars and the 10 of Luca Pape. Weekar continues to lead down the front straightaway as we start lap 7. We're 7 laps into a 40-lap feature event. Weekar beginning to stretch the lead out over Johnson just a touch. Now with about a 3 car length advantage, Johnson drives deep into turn number 3. Weekar comes out onto the front straightaway. Looks like Johnson maybe's better through 3 and 4 than Weekar. Johnson's close to within a car length. We're on lap 8 of 40. Now 2 car lengths back. Weekar into turn number 3. Johnson again really rolls that car deep into turn number 3. Closes to within a car length as they come out of 4. It's Weekar, Johnson, Pape, Bentley, and Tyler Jordan now has moved up to 5th. Out front, it is Brian Weekar. Joe Johnson beginning to put a little more pressure on Weekar. He's closed to within just inches. Johnson backs off the throttle, slides up the racetrack to stay out of Weekar's back bumper. Weekar continues to lead, then followed by Johnson and Pape. Looks like Howard Bentley has put a move on Luca Pape. We'll see this time by Johnson again closing much better than Weekar in 3 and 4. Brian Weekar continues to lead. Joe Johnson in 2nd. We've completed 10 of 40 laps. We're a quarter of the way home. It's still Brian Weekar. We are on lap number 11. Bentley has moved up to 3rd, followed by Pape in 4th. Jordan 5th. Cannon 6th. Davis, Kukuladis, Frederick, and Woomer rounding out the top 10. Johnson with another little wiggle. He's dropped back a significant number of car lengths as Brian Weekar with a big lead. Brian Weekar has pulled out to a huge advantage over Joe Johnson. Johnson's last little wobble there pulls him back into the clutches of Howard Bentley. Bentley running 3rd, about a car length behind Johnson. Let's hop back up to the front. It is all Brian Weekar. Weekar with a big lead, followed by Johnson, then Bentley, Pape, and Jordan. Weekar leads the field out of turn number 4 onto the front straightaway. We are on lap number 14 of 40. It is Brian Weekar with the lead. He continues to lead over the 1 of Joe Johnson. That would be the 00 on your screen, the 1 on your telemetry. Then Howard Bentley, Luca Pape, and Tyler Jordan. Johnson had been working hard on the 2 of Weekar, had a little wobble. Weekar with a big advantage trying to hang on as we complete lap number 15. Weekar pushing up just a little bit out of turn number 4. Looks like that 2 car may be developing a little bit of a tight condition, at least in 3 and 4. The car looks really good out of turn number 2. Weekar down into turn number 3 continues to lead the field. Again, looks like that car pushes up just a little bit. Johnson pushed up as well that time. We're on lap 17 of 40. Brian Weekar with a significant lead. That lead seems to have stabilized at about 10 car lengths, maybe 12. Let's walk through the field. We've got Brian Weekar in the lead, followed by the 00 of Joe Johnson running second. That's Johnson in the Napa Mount Vernon Auto Supply car. Behind Joe Johnson, the 5 of Howard Bentley. Bentley racing with us out of Canada, one of the top Legends car drivers on the iRacing series from our neighbors to the north. In the 4th spot, racing out of Eastern Central Europe, that's the 10 of Luca Pape, followed by the 7 of Tyler Jordan. Behind Jordan is the 12 of Rusty Cannon. That's the best name in motorsports. And the 8 of Peter Kukuladis. In the 8th spot, that'll be Sean Frederick. 9th, Roger Woomer. And 10th, David McLean. Let's go back up front. And it looks like Joe Johnson started to close again on the 2 of Brian Weekar. Weekar leading. Johnson under the lapped 11 car of Chad Davis. That leaves 10 cars on the lead lap. Brian Weekar continuing to lead. We have completed 20 laps. The halfway point, Brian Weekar the leader. This will be the completion of lap number 20. Now, lap 21, 19 to go. Weekar with the lead, followed by Johnson. Then the 5 of Bentley, the 10 of Pape, the 7 of Jordan. Maybe after that little wiggle, Johnson's decided to hang on to some tires here. The Legends car is very tire sensitive. It's really easy to overdrive a car and end up losing some positions at the end of the race because you didn't save tires. Weekar runs up front, followed by the 00 of Johnson, then the 5 of Bentley. Luca Pape stays in 4th place. Tyler Jordan remains in 5th. Johnson and Howard Bentley both closing in on the lead car. That's the 2 of Brian Weekar. Johnson has closed to within about 5 car lengths of Weekar. Much better through 3 and 4 than Brian Weekar. Behind Johnson, Howard Bentley tucked right onto Johnson's back bumper. Those 3 cars have pulled away from the 7 of Tyler Jordan, who just made a pass on the 10 of Luca Pape. Behind Pape, the 6 of Rusty Cannon is 12th. Kukuladis is 7th, Woomer 8th, Frederick 9th, and David McLean rounds out the top 10. Johnson has closed to within a car length and a half of Brian Weekar. There are 15 laps to go. Joe Johnson with a much better car than Weekar, especially coming into turn number 3. Johnson seems to get into 3 and through the middle of 3 and 4 much better than Brian Weekar. Howard Bentley looking for a way around as well. It's Weekar, Johnson, Bentley, 1, 2, 3. Johnson is there. He's closed to within a car length. Now it's all about finding a way around. Johnson lets the car slide up a little bit, then turns down underneath, takes a look under the 2. No dice. They go into turn number 1. Johnson remains in 2nd. Howard Bentley in 3rd. Johnson lets Weekar drift ahead by about a car length and a half. Johnson so much better in turn number 3 than Weekar, but Weekar managing to hold him off as they come out of 4 and then get into 1 and 2. The 2 cars about even in 1 and 2. Looks like Johnson maybe made up a little ground in 1 and 2 as well. Weekar maybe starting to lose tires just a little bit. Johnson moves in, looks underneath as they come out of turn number 4. Again, no dice. Johnson working hard to try to get underneath the 2 car of Brian Weekar. There are 11 to go. Johnson right on Weekar's bumper. Those 2 cars pulling away just a little bit from Howard Bentley. Bentley about 2 car lengths back, maybe holding off in case the 2 leaders get together. Johnson looking underneath the 2 again. This time he's got a wheel underneath. Johnson takes the lead coming out of turn number 2. It's going to be Joe Johnson with the lead down the back straightaway coming into turn number 3. Weekar closes in. Doesn't have quite enough. Howard Bentley looking to the outside of Brian Weekar. Johnson down the front straightaway, the leader. We have a new leader now with 9 laps to go. It's Joe Johnson with the lead, followed by the 2 of Brian Weekar, then the 5 of Howard Bentley. Johnson pulling away slightly from the 2 of Weekar. He's about 3 car lengths ahead. Johnson looks like he's just got a little better race car at the end of the race. Johnson extends the lead to about 3.5 car lengths as they come out of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway. Johnson better off the corner than the two of Weecar. Looks like Weecar got in a little better into 1 and 2. Johnson better all the way through 3 and 4. Howard Bentley working on that 2 car of Brian Weecar. Bentley trying to find his way around as well as Joe Johnson extends the lead. Joe Johnson now 4.5 car lengths ahead of Brian Weecar. There are 7 laps left in this feature race at Lanier National, and it's Joe Johnson showing the way. Johnson, a founding member of the Johnson iRacing team, that 00 Legends car out of Miller, Missouri. The white and orange scheme so familiar to fans that watched racing in southern Missouri in the mid-90s. You can see it again here at Lanier National Speedway. Johnson, 5 to go this time. He's got a 5, maybe a 6 car length lead over Brian Weecar. The 2 of Bentley working on, or sorry, the 5 of Bentley working on the 2 of Weecar, but it doesn't look like Bentley's got quite enough to get it done. Bentley looks underneath one more time. No dice. We'll go back up front with Johnson. Johnson extends the lead. He's coming up on the lapped car. That's the 6 of David McLean. McLean, the last car on the lead lap, in 10th spot. Johnson, 4 to go. Now 3 to go this time by. It's going to be Joe Johnson closing out on the lapped car. Will lap traffic come into play? Johnson closes to within a car length. McLean stays on the low side, runs right in the groove, gives Joe Johnson no room as they come out of turn number 4 onto the front straightaway. Johnson gets beneath the 6. McLean gives Johnson room underneath. It's going to be Johnson making the pass on the lap car of McLean. There are 2 to go. Johnson, Weecar, Bentley, Jordan Cannon, your top 5. Luca Pape has dropped back to 6. Johnson going to take the white flag this time by. Joe Johnson 1 lap away from a victory in the top split at Lanier National Speedway. Johnson out of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway, goes down the back straightaway, cranking on it hard, rolls into turn number 3, easy on the throttle here as he goes through the center of the corner, turns the car off at turn 4, gets on the throttle, and it is Joe Johnson. Howard Bentley has made a pass to take the 2nd spot. There's a little bit of action there at the end. The 2 of Brian Weecar finishes 3rd. The 7 of Tyler Jordan 4th. Rusty Cannon 5th. Luca Pape will finish up 6th. Roger Woomer 7th. Peter Kukuletis 8th. Sean Frederick 9th, the last car on the lead lap. And David McLean rounds out the top 10. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's quite a race from Lanier National Speedway in Brazelton, Georgia. Joe Johnson of the Johnson iRacing team started on the pole, dropped back early after having a little bit of a handling issue, and then chased down the leader to take the lead and come home with the victory. For the Johnson iRacing team on the Johnson iRacing Network, this is Aaron Johnson saying, go fast, turn left, have fun.